How long do you perk coffee in a percolator? As a coffee enthusiast, you mostly brew your coffee and then drink it. However, you must not stick to this routine, and should instead consider using a coffee percolator, which is essentially a kettle-like machine which allows you to brew your coffee inventively. This contraption makes use of steam to grounds before it then starts filtering the coffee, and you can perk your coffee in two ways, either using an electric or stove-top percolator. The end product is a bold and strong cup. Some of the items you need to brew your coffee using this method other than the stove include water, coffee grinder, a mug, a stove-top or electric percolator, your preferred whole beans, a spoon to measure coffee. With all these items in place, you can now start to brew your coffee, as in the steps mentioned below. Step 1. Measure your coffee to get the desired taste. You need to measure both the water and coffee precisely. For every 500 grams of water, you use 30 grams of whole beans. If you do not like bitter and strong coffee, you should increase the water as well as reduce the quantity of coffee to get a milder flavor. Step 2. Grind the coffee beans. Medium coarse grounds are ideal for a stove-top percolator. Beans that are too big do not provide you with that delicious coffee flavor, whereas those that are too small tend to make your brew bitter. Step 3. Fill the percolator. Add cold water into your percolator's reservoir, and the suitable quantity depends on the quantity of coffee you have grounded, and allow the gradual heating of water. Step 4. Assemble the percolator. Go through the manufacturer manual to have an idea of how to correctly assemble the percolator, or do a quick internet search on your percolator's specific model. Consequently, place aside the basket lid if your percolator comes with one. Step 5. Add the grounded coffee beans. Fill the stovetop's percolator coffee basket. Avoid overfilling this chamber. Additionally, because percolators typically make strong coffee. Step 6. Start to brew. When using an electric percolator, you simply need to connect it to power and switch it on. Once it is done, they are designed to stop brewing automatically. While using old-fashioned stove-top percolator, place the percolator on the stove and then set the burner to either medium or low heat. You need to carefully observe the percolator to confirm that the kettle is not producing any steam, because this would mean water is boiling, and most probably oversaturating the coffee grounds. Instead, you should gradually increase the temperature and then lower the heat before boiling starts. The color of water changes from clear to coffee colored as the process of brewing progresses. Step 7. Set the timer. Once the water starts to boil at regular intervals, set an interval of 6 to 8 minutes, should not surpass 10 minutes. Coffee is usually stronger, the longer you let it percolate, so, you should always take this into consideration when deciding the best interval to set. Step 8. Take the stove-top percolator from the heat. Once the timer interval elapses, switch off the heat and then take the stove-top percolator away from the heat cautiously. Step 9. Take out the coffee grounds. Take out the basket and dispose of the used grounds. If you still see a few coffee grounds in your coffee mug, this is perfectly fine, as they add the added shot of bitterness. Nevertheless, if you still do not like this, you should then simply filter your coffee using a fine mesh strainer. Step 10. Enjoy your cup of freshly percolated coffee. Replace the lid of the stove-top percolator and then pour yourself a freshly filtered coffee. This is the last step, and you need to cherish the moment, as you have without a doubt earned it. Enjoy. Conclusion. You are now well informed on how long to perk coffee, either using an electric or stove-top percolator. Furthermore, you also know the steps to follow when making a cup of a freshly percolated coffee. Therefore, with enough practice and dedication, you will be able to make yourself a cup of desired freshly percolated coffee.